Hello, my name is Trine and we are Group 11. We would like to do a deeper analysis of the One Belt One Road initiative. The agenda is as follows. Introduction, the analyze part with first the new business opportunities, positive impacts from the One Belt One Road initiative, negative impacts from the One Belt One Road initiative, risk arising from the event, and opportunities from the event. Then we would like to say a bit about the outline of the future, and in the end we will talk about the conclusion. The One Belt One Road can be described as the 21st century's Silk Road. The Silk Road created a large trade pattern and communication network between China and the involved countries, as well as an alternative to the Suez Canal in Egypt. In 2013, the Chinese leader Xi Jinping introduced the framework and strategy for the project One Belt One Road initiative. The huge project leads to a big transformation for China and can turn China into a high-income economy because of the global economic power from the above initiative. The above initiative creates new business opportunities across borders. It counts for cultural exchange, policy coordination, facilities, connections, trade and investment, and as well financial integration. As a part of the business partnerships, we talk about public-private partnerships, PPP. PPP can be new projects between two public sectors or the public sector and the private sector cross borders as a cooperative arrangement. It is mainly to provide public services performed by the private sector to decrease public debt and to keep their development positive. Hong Kong SAR has a couple of examples of the public-private partnerships. The College of Business at CDU is a part of a China Center project where they should improve the transportation logistics. Hong Kong has a very important position according to Hong Kong SAR as a hub and as a major financial center. A part of the positive way to stimulate the economic development to connect China to the countries next to our border is economic corridors. Economic corridors are integrated networks of infrastructure within a geographical area designed to stimulate economic development. An example is the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. The focus is to improve the industrial infrastructure as well as the railways and roads in Pakistan. Furthermore, the constructions are part of the modernization of Pakistan's internal infrastructure and to improve special economic zones. The economic corridor is also providing new job opportunities and positive economic development.
Hello, my name is Lisa Streller. I am now going to talk about the positive impacts from the One Belt One Road. First of all, I'm going to talk about the infrastructural and networking advantages. Then I'm going to talk about trade relations, investments and financial cooperation. After that, I'm going to talk about the global welfare and then present DHL Express, a company that is profiting from the One Belt One Road. Starting with infrastructure and networks, China recently declared that they will invest $61 billion in local infrastructure, including mostly overland and maritime roads. Higher capacities and improved network will then lead to lower costs and faster transportation. For example, shipping goods from China to Europe takes about 30 days, while it takes only half the time to transport them by train. China is currently working towards an EU-China free trade agreement to facilitate the cross-border trade, particularly the trade between China and Europe. Also, they are working on the internationalization of the RMB, and in 2014, China created the state-owned Silk Road Fund to support investments in countries in need along the One Belt One Road. All those aspects help to accelerate and increase investments, to strengthen trade relations and to support steady financial cooperation. Regarding global welfare, it is interesting that the Belt Road Initiative includes many developing countries. There are a lot of investments in these countries which will help them to develop. Along the One Belt One Road, there will be a lot of new job opportunities, especially in areas like logistics and construction. Furthermore, there will be intensified international competition, which will be leading to faster development in specific industries. Finally, I'm going to highlight DHL Express, which is part of Deutsche Post DHL, the largest logistics company in the world. In the past, their customers wanted quicker deliveries than sea freight, but at the same time lower costs. Since 2008, DHL is launching numerous corridors between Europe and China, including the first railway service connecting Shenzhen to Minsk in less than 12 days. Those will be the default connections for most of the businesses like DHL, as the One Belt, One Road enables them to fulfill their customers' expectations.
There are many negative impacts from the One Belt, One Road, such as the high depth and vulnerability of infrastructure. Countries such as Laos, Sri Lanka, and Malaysia face debt default risks. Furthermore, difficult repayment loans make it difficult for other countries to prosper, such as the major infrastructure in Pakistan called the Gwadar port. Vulnerability of infrastructure is also high, as volatile areas such as Pakistan and Myanmar make it difficult for infrastructure projects to be forced through. They need to be financed, such as the 6.7 billion China-Laos railway, which is half of Laos's total GDP. Two other negative impacts from the One Belt, One Road are the political risk and the macroeconomic risks. Disagreements between neighboring countries can lead to turmoil, which can create sanctions amongst different countries. One example is the withdrawal of Malaysia and the withdrawal of the 23 billion infrastructure projects. This has led to macroeconomic risks. There's price instability, exchange rate disputes, and recession of poorer countries. In addition, there's legal risks and environmental risks. There are different law practices which may lead to sanctions among countries. Strict contracts also create liability issues, and disputes among countries are common. For example, militants of the Baloch Liberation Army stormed into the Chinese consulate in Pakistan's biggest city of Karachi, where one member was killed. The environmental risks are also there. Infrastructure facilities such as ports and railways need land clearance, which will lead to water and air pollution that will worsen deforestation.
The One Belt One Road project has many risks. The road will be channeled through many countries, which means it will be affected essentially by every country involved with the road. One main risk of the road is poor infrastructure. This is because parts of the road will be built all over the world, and every country has their skill set and a range of materials. They can contribute towards the road, however, it does not guarantee that the road will be safe in every country. This can lead to failure of the road, as speed and efficiency is essential for its success. The road is very expensive and requires a large portion of investment. If it were to fail, it could financially affect a whole nation. Another risk of the road would be giving more power to China's economy. China is one of the most powerful economies running right now, as it manufactures over 70% of the world's goods due to their cheap labor cost, making their country increase in financial stability and revenue. However, creating the road gives them more power. Is it safe in their hands? At this point, they could easily manipulate, or after the road is created, they could manipulate and misuse the power for their own good. There is no doubt that the One Belt, One Road project is extremely risky. However, the result of the project can create a wide range of business opportunities that will have an overall international impact. It can include infrastructure development, relationships between new and growing companies, international trade, improved operations management, and more opportunities for innovation. The new opportunities include companies that are able to communicate more effectively and closer in regards to relationship, as they'll be working together for one desired goal. The relationship will open more doors for companies to gain access from neighboring and wider nations. Furthermore, the initial lead time and speed of delivery for goods will be reduced substantially. This is one of the greatest opportunities of the One Road, One Belt project. Companies that desire to merge together or work together for the benefit of the company may not necessarily agree on everything. This can cause a failed company or a failed project, but also a waste of money. Furthermore, the system will become more centralized, and assisting nations will gain more power and wealth, which can be considered as selfish. Overall, the One Belt One Road project has various future prospects which are positive.
Overall, it will enable companies to gain better relationships, create greater speed between delivery and lead time, and create more opportunities for companies to innovate, as they will have greater and faster access to materials that they would have not had access to before.
Trine. There are many positives according to the outlook to the future. Countries along their border might experience a positive spillover effect. Less developed countries profit from investments from other parties, many new job opportunities, and it will become easier for business to do cross-border trade. More rail than maritime transports are available.
The negative outlook of the future is present. Countries participating in the One Belt, One Road face high debt risk and difficult repayment loans. Their legal and political disagreements can lead to disputes such as the storming of militants at the Chinese consulate in Pakistan. Furthermore, macroeconomic risks and currency rates can lead to countries into recession. The environmental effect will also be extremely detrimental to wildlife, forests, and oceans where the One Belt, One Road passes through, harming the local environment.
Although the final outcome of the OBOR is still unpredictable, there are different opportunities and risks that come along with the project, especially for developing countries. Specialists highlight opportunities such as improved infrastructure, internationalization, and cultural exchange, and risks such as massive costs, political risks, and extreme political and economic power for China.